is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique if you are new, and if you are not new, welcome back to another video. I am going to go ahead and do a quick introduction to myself since I feel like this video is going to bring a lot of newcomers to my channel. So again, welcome. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Also make sure you hit the bell so you do not miss a upload from myself. So really fast, my name is Dominique. I am 20 years old and I am currently a second semester nursing student. I attend a ADN program at my state college, and at the end of the program I will have my associate's in nursing degree. However, at the end of this semester, which is my second semester, I will begin to take my bachelor classes online so I can obtain my bachelor in science nursing degree much quicker. So at the end of this ADN program, I graduate in December of 2021. I will be more than halfway finished with all of my bachelor classes, and I may have like 1 to 3 classes to take, which is much better than starting at the end of my ADN program. Enough about me, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. Before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out and say thank you to one of my subscribers who sent some goodies to my PO box. I'm gonna go ahead and insert what I posted on Instagram right here. Hey sis, thank you so much. I really enjoyed everything. The perfume smells amazing. The pens I'm already using in my planner, and your card is sitting on my dresser. So thank you so much. You are so sweet, and I just wanted to give you a shout out here on YouTube because I know that you do not have an Instagram like you said, and I wanted to personally come onto camera and thank you. So now let's go ahead and get into this video. First things first, I wanted to make this video before the fall semester started, just in case you are interested in purchasing this iPad or any iPad for that matter. So the first question you may have is, what type of iPad do you have? I personally have the Apple 11-inch iPad Pro. This is the first generation 2020, and I purchased the 64 gigabyte. As far as gigabytes, iPads do offer 64, 256, 512 and 1024, and you could get the silver or the gray color. I do have the dark gray. You really can't see because I have on a case right here. This iPad did cost me $722.24. Another frequently asked question that I get is, why did you choose the iPad Pro over the Air? And if you take a look at the models, then the iPad Pro is all screen, and that is exactly why I chose the Pro over the Air. Now the iPad Air does have a button, and as you can see, they also had the border around, so I just felt like that was less room for me to have screen, of course. So that is the simple answer as to why I went with the iPad Pro instead of the Air. I also have the Apple Pencil, which of course is compatible with the iPad, which allows me to write notes. This Apple Pencil is the second generation, and the Apple Pencil itself was $129 even. I purchased both of these products from Best Buy. That is just my preference. You do not have to get it from Best Buy. You can of course go to the Apple store, you can purchase it from Amazon, whatever your choice may be. I believe you can even purchase iPads from like phone companies, so like T-Mobile or AT&T. So whatever your preference is, by all means go for it. I just like Best Buy. So when it comes to my iPad case and my Apple Pencil case, I did purchase them both from Amazon. So as you can see, I did get the folding iPad case. I believe this was only 99 cents. Believe it or not, this was only 99 cents. And it's like a little booklet, so you just open it like this. Super easy, super simple. It's nothing special, and this is what the back looks like. Currently do not have my Apple Pencil case on it. I must say the Apple Pencil case that I have, it makes it super hard to write because I can't really grip the pencil, and of course when you write you want it to feel like an actual pencil. So the case does make it a little thick, so I do take it off. I mainly keep it on for protection, and I take it off when I'm writing. Now before we get into how I use my iPad for nursing school, I just wanted to throw out one suggestion, and it is the order that you should purchase products, and this is just my opinion. Of course you do not have to follow it. I highly suggest either purchasing a laptop or a desktop first and then purchasing an iPad. I feel like having an iPad for school or anything like that is definitely a luxury. The reason why I say that is because an iPad cannot do everything. I'm not really tech techie, but I know that some things that you can pull up on a desktop or some things that you can pull up on a laptop, you cannot do on an iPad. So my suggestion is, if you do not have a laptop yet, I would purchase a laptop first and let your iPad be like your luxury accessory. That is just my opinion, like I said, because everything that you can do on a laptop, like pull up documents, everything cannot be pulled up on an iPad. The second suggestion that I have when using an iPad in nursing school is to turn it horizontally when writing. I just feel like that way you have more room. So instead of writing vertically like so, turn your iPad this way and it will be much easier to write. You'll realize that your handwriting is much neater. So now let me explain to you guys how I effectively use my iPad in nursing school. Let me just go ahead and lay out my nursing school schedule for everyone. I do take 3 classes. I take lecture, skills, and clinicals, of course. So in lecture, I do not use any papers. In skills, however, I do not have a choice but to use papers, because in skills class, of course, you learn skills and you have to get checked off. And the only way to get checked off is to have a physical paper that you hand to the instructor before you demonstrate the skills in front of them, and then they sign off on that paper. And of course, you can't do that with an iPad. And you also have to keep a skills book to keep track of all the skills that you've passed, so you can show to your clinical instructor when you go to clinicals to show that you've passed and you can perform these skills on an actual patient. Last but not least, clinicals. I do take my iPad to clinicals with me just to jot down notes. My class and of course a professor, we sit in a conference room just to talk about like the things that we've seen on the floor and what we got to do and things like that. And I like to have my iPad just to jot down little notes. Also because my clinical instructor is the person that designates what we call sim chart. Sim chart is an assignment that we do off of one patient, and she always talks about it. She always explains to us what she wants in it, and I do take notes on that just so I can know what my professor wants so I can pass. So that is how I use my iPad in each class. So the number one question that you guys have is, how do you save your notes to write on? So let me just tell you guys, my school does provide their students PowerPoints. So for each subject we do get a PowerPoint. They also provide us that same PowerPoint with the lines located right next to them, allowing you to write on them. But I am going to demonstrate for you guys how you can take a PowerPoint and put lines on the side so you can take notes. Okay, so this is one of many reasons why I said you definitely need a laptop. So here is an example of a PowerPoint. So I went ahead and made 3 demo slides. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go up to File, and then you're going to hit Print. And you can see how it originally comes out. It comes out looking as just regular slides, but you want to make sure that you hit 3 pages per slides, and that is how you will get your notes on the side. So for my people who want to write on the notes and have the notes in hand, you can just go ahead and print it from here. But for all of my paperless students, we are going to save this. So you're going to go right down here to your left hand side, and you're going to see PDF. Click on that, and you're going to do save as a PDF. And from here, you're going to go ahead and save. So switching over to my iPad, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that same file that we went ahead and saved. And I'm going to begin writing, and it is that simple. So I went ahead and went from a PowerPoint to a PowerPoint with lines on the side. And again, you can print it out if you are one of those people who want to print it out and write on a physical piece of paper. And for all of my paperless students, we just saved it to the files, and then we pulled it up, and now we're going to begin writing. And that is how I take my notes on my iPad. So that is how you can go from a PowerPoint to a PowerPoint with lines on the side so you can take notes. So let me show you guys how I save and organize all of my notes for lecture class. So the way that I have my notes organized is, of course, first by semesters. So I have semester 1 folder, And then inside of that folder, I have my clinical, all of my PowerPoints, projects, simulation, and of course, theories class. So like I explained to you guys, theories class is the class that I mainly use my iPad for. It's kind of only really the class that I use my iPad for to take notes. So inside of my theory class semester 1, I have audio notes. That is where you will find all of my written notes, and then inside of there I have it broken down by units. So I have unit 1 through unit 6, and then continuing on I have all of my discussions. I also have my passports. Like I explained to you guys, passports are just pretty much assignments that we had due like twice a week, every week. And then I also have all of my textbook notes. So that is how I organize all of my notes on my iPad. And like I said, everything is synced, so I can pull this up on my laptop or on my phone if need be. I do take my iPad with me everywhere. I do take my iPad with me to skills class. So if I do jot down like a little note on my iPad, for some reason, any reason, all I do is go inside of my notes section. Again, I turn my iPad horizontally, and that is where I write. Well, here's the app that we're going to be using, just the regular notes app. And I'm going in to create a new note, and this is usually where I'll go to just write and jot down random notes. So as you can see, I'm doing a little example for you guys. Also remember that you can create folders inside of the notes app, so all of your notes can be organized in here as well. Also, I'm demonstrating for you guys that you can type in here, and you can also add pictures as well. It is very nice to be able to add pictures and write notes on the side and highlight, especially with nursing being a very visual major. You know, you may have photos of the heart that you want to include in your notes to just help jog your memory. Earlier, I do read my textbooks on my iPad, as majority of my textbooks are online. So I downloaded the Elsevier app, and that is the company that actually published all of my textbooks. So it is very nice for them to have an app which has a library that holds all of my textbooks for nursing school. Inside that app, you are able to take notes, highlight, and things like that. Another thing that you can do on your iPad is write in Word document. This is something that I do sometimes, and the way that you can do this is of course by just using the iPad alone, or you can purchase a Bluetooth keyboard off of Amazon. I'll go ahead and link the one that I purchased down below, and you can just write on Word document just as you would on a laptop or a desktop. Another thing that I do on the iPad is definitely voice record when permitted. Now, the iPad originally comes with a voice record app, and that's exactly what I use. Super simple. You just press record and sit the iPad down and let the professor speak. The advantage with this is you can go back home and listen over that lesson or whatever you're recording. I also like to use Quizlet on my iPad. Now, this is something that I absolutely love because it is a bigger screen. Like I told you guys, whenever I'm on the go, for example, if I'm going to visit family, a little road trip or whatever the case may be, I will study on the go, and that is the number way that I study, is by using my iPad and just playing games, using my online flashcards. And I'll go ahead and insert my Quizlet name right here on the screen. That is also another frequently asked question that I get, is do you use Quizlet? And the answer is yes. And of course, you guys can always go study the sets that I create. Other things that I do on my iPad include, of course, searching the internet. It is an iPad, so if I don't know the definition to something while I'm in lecture, or if I'm in clinicals or I need to watch a video, you can just simply search the internet. That's the bomb thing about having an iPad. You literally have the internet in your hands. Last but not least, I also check my school emails. So I did download the Outlook app, which is the app that my school uses, and I can quickly check all of my emails, respond to emails. I also use my iPad for personal things as well. So I have my YouTube email, I have YouTube Studio. So I do not only use my iPad for school, of course, I have Netflix, I have other things on my iPad, but those are the things that I use my iPad for in nursing school. Another cool thing that I wanted to mention is all of your written notes can be printed. If any reason that you need to print out the notes that you've written, then you can always do that. And again, like I mentioned earlier, if you have any notes that is typed up and you choose to write on them, you can go ahead and print those out as well. Another Another cool thing that you can do on your iPad is split the screen. Like I told you guys, I do have the MacBook Air and I split the screen all the time. Splitting the screen on your iPad can be very effective when you are taking notes while watching a video, or if you're watching a video and doing something else. Whatever the case may be, you can always split your screen, and I absolutely love that. I also love how you can split the screen and make one screen bigger than the other. So for instance, you can make the video screen super small and then you have a lot of space to write on the side. One thing that I love about my iPad and all Apple devices is that everything is synced. I feel like this is very important for us students. For any reason you began a paper, let's say on your laptop, and you forgot to print it out and you get to school and you realize it, you can always just simply pull it up on your phone, or you can pull it up on your iPad. I no longer have to email myself documents because I can simply go inside of my Files app and find everything there, because that's where I save everything. You do not have to get all of these fancy apps to write notes. You can use all of the apps that come on the iPad, and you do not have to purchase any apps if you do not want to in order for you to effectively use your iPad. I've heard a lot about Notability and GoodNotes, and those are two famous apps that are used by college students who are paperless. I've personally never downloaded them. I never felt the need to. I may give it a try one day, but I've just never felt the need to. I've been satisfied with just using the apps that came with the iPad itself. When I do finally decide to try the apps, I will definitely do a separate video with those apps included. I also wanted to mention in the video something that no one ever told me. I just had to figure out on my own. But with the Apple Pencil, after some time, if you do purchase, you may notice that your iPad is not picking up. So when you write, you may notice that the iPad is not picking up you writing. If you take a look at this tip, the tip can definitely be replaced, and that is something that no one told me and I had to find out on my own. So I did purchase the replaceable tips on Amazon, and again, I will have everything linked down below. I did get a pack of 2, I believe, for like $8. Really affordable, but I just want to go ahead and mention that so you guys, you can keep that in the back of your mind. You can purchase them from Apple themselves, but I believe they're like $30, so they are definitely 4 times the amount that you would pay on Amazon. Of course, Amazon is always the plug. You will have to replace your Apple Pencil tip after some time, especially if you write a lot, which you will in nursing school. So you may have to change it every 3 to 4 months. That is going to go ahead and conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I addressed everyone's questions, and if I didn't, please feel free to just drop them down below. I'll definitely respond, and until the next video, stay safe and stay healthy.